All right, this is done, and I am owner of RogersRaiders.com, Idle Tools, as you can see up in the banner up above. And we've been having nothing but massive problems around here with my studio. Just absolutely heinous. Microsoft went and did some massive updates. This 21 F1 update has screwed up all the people who haven't partnered with Microsoft. I had to switch brands of video cards, and I can't go out and get a new $3,000 video card. One, I don't have that in the budget this month. And two, they're not available. If I went out and got a 3090 card right now, I would turn around and make me a couple $100 a month. I wouldn't even be using it for video. More money to be made in mining than there is in shooting YouTube videos. So the video you're about to see that I got coming in here, I can't redo it because it was done in context of time earlier in the Uncharted 𝗙𝗹𝗹𝙪 events. So the video's all choppy, but the audio came across okay. And I'm just putting this preface in here to warn you, it's going to be cut up crap. But there's I just listened to it again, and the information is good. So it's one of those things where you should be listening at least anyway. Use your imagination for some of the screens if it's chopped and cut in there. I apologize. I'm going to break down the overview that I did into smaller 5-minute videos, but it's not going to be for this. They're not going to be ready for this event. This Charted Seas event is coming back, just so you know. There's no reason not to. The complaints that are happening from the players are invalid to the validity of the game. If you haven't figured it out because you don't pay attention very closely, the rules of the Uncharted Seas event are the rules that I put in place for Kingdom 592 when we started this project. You can't hit anybody inside your alliance barrier. You're safe inside your own alliance lines, whatever those alliance territory lines are that you fight and defend. You have to get outside of them to fight. They put a no loss in there so that people aren't sitting there stealing each other's money. Go over to Rogers Raiders, read the community rules for 592, and you will see that the Uncharted Seas events follow a plan I put forward. So I don't have much of a problem with the way the Uncharted Seas event goes. The length of time that we're putting in there is more of a long serve test to see if these rules could work. I'll tell you why they're not working, in that even though you don't lose your troops and you get your boxes for free by letting them fill up before you do it, you go out and fight anytime you want to. People have been not doing it. The amount of people engaging in combat that's free to do any time of day, whenever you want, is not happening. In other words, what we have for Guns of Glory at this point is the people who negotiate NAPs, KVKs, pretty much is your leadership in KVKs in the kingdoms, what we're seeing right now. That will change with time. The fact that you can get out and do these kind of things, that will just change with time. This is a lot of strategy stuff going on, and it's ongoing strategy for long periods of time. You got to remember it's a phone game. The fact that this is stretched out for a long period of time so that you can engage when you have a chance to engage, this is not a bad thing. None of the changes here you're going to find me saying is completely bad in direction, simply because it was the direction I started a year ago, trying to implement oppose upon ourselves. If you want to go out there and fight and take somebody else's money away, because it takes money to build a castle. If you wanted to take somebody else's money away, the rule in the kingdom was you left your alliance lines. You don't sit there safe and say, hey, well, I got this big guy behind me. I'll bust your ass if you hit me back. Because in 592, I spent a crap load of money to become the enforcer to make sure that no matter what was going on, I was the guy that was going to turn around and be the judge and jury on whether or not you're violating the kingdom rules we set forth. Now those rules are built into the game inside the Uncharted Seas event. The fact that those rules are independently enforced via the game mechanism, I like it. So this is one of these things where I don't know if they threw the kudos out there as like, let's do it his way and see if we can get him on our side. But they're doing it my way, and I not completely, but they got to make money, and they're going to determine how they're going to make money, and they don't consult me on any of this shit. So, at some point, this is what it is. So we've got a whole bunch of new videos that we can start doing for this, and maybe change the philosophy for the new players that are coming in, because right now leadership is naps and cuddles in a strategy game. And there's no cooperative work together because, quite frankly, a lot of the people who stick with this game a long time are bitter and broken. I'm just going to say you're in the chat, you're looking for acknowledgement, loves, and hugs, and people, to acknowledge that you exist. And it's got no place in strategy. So there is that. Man, I forget to turn all the new subscriber. And Adriana Art, thank you very much. I happened to do that while I was recording this. I appreciate it. You guys, there's no decline in what we're doing. There's decline in Guns of Glory, and quite frankly, this is a philosophy I put forward more than a year ago in Kingdom 592, and I still believe in the philosophy of it. Now that it's being managed independently, and somebody like me doesn't have to be the heavy or the bad guy or enforce their wills and everybody talks about how the politics of what I put out is. Well, it's their politics too. It's like, well, you're just a rich guy enforcing his will. Yeah, well, you got taught that crap while you're a poor asshole who thought, well, I could get something but never work for it. And I don't believe that. So you're going to always butt heads with me politically and the philosophy on that. So I'm going to let the rest of this video roll. It's a little bit long, but there is chunks all the way through it of good information in here. And then I will break it back down into smaller 10-minute videos as we get time. I've got a motherboard on order. It was $900 for that motherboard. I had the option of buying a proper motherboard again, or buying a $150 motherboard that's just not going to do what I need it to do. I got actually both on order. The one I'm going to have to wait 2 months for, and they're a studio quality motherboard. The old motherboard that we used to do in here, a little inside baseball on this thing. I still got the THX Studio surround sound. Remember the Simpsons? Like the noise in the theater would blow out and this face would blow off. Yeah, the THX. I have one of those motherboards. That's antiquated technology. I can't use it no more. Nothing talks to it. I have to have a professional conversion board separate from the computer just to talk to that thing now, and it's 6 of one, half a dozen other. It's the same amount of money. I'd rather just go straight to the computer to processing. So we're waiting for the new tech. Realtek, been around for 40 years, has a new audio system. We're talking on 4K and 8K videos, and we're going to get that done. We're in a chip shortage. It's the importance of Afghanistan. That's why some asshole should not have given it up. China now owns everybody in the world who wants to look at an electronic device. They own our ass. So right now I'm adjusting to the world as it is. We're doing some fight stuff in there. You see, I got my beard shaved off, my mustache shaved off, because I have got to do. I've got to be able to. My beard grows thick in a unique way, and it fools facial recognition software. A beard should not fool facial recognition software, but it does. So does glasses. Dirty little secret there. I can't take a facial recognition with glasses. I put these glasses on and grow my beard out, and I can walk through any airport. I don't care if they're looking for me or not. But I had to update my passport. So there's stuff that we're doing with the. You hear it on the news. A lot of veterans are working on stuff with the Afghan and other regions. We're not just exclusively stuck in Afghanistan. So the video I'm going to post at the end of this one will be the chopped up, messed up one from a week ago. I tried to figure out how I was going to patch and clean it up or reshoot it. Not possible. So I apologize for that. I don't think there's anything going away about this event. And I don't think there should be. This solves a lot of the startup problems in the kingdoms. The fact that this event is in the older kingdoms, they need to be applying this literally from day one. You would find the amount of Guns of Glory players from day one, if you turned around and let a kingdom grow in a little spin-up cycle, I would say, right now they do a 2-month, I would say cut it down to 6 weeks. Launch 8 kingdoms at once, right? Don't call them kingdom number 5 because people always go to the latest version of it. And just before you assign them a kingdom number, I would say victory in this event allows you to choose your kingdom number or something along that lines in thinking. But you've got us color coded. I would apply this event to startup kingdoms, and I would start seeding them equally. Thank you for coming to the game. Plop them in. You will be playing as purple until this event is over. That kind of stuff. Or allow an entire alliance to move out into another kingdom somewhere else. It kind of blends the event with merger thinking seed time. You know, kingdoms that need new alliances that are healthy, you grab them right back out of the seeding pool. I can see potential here to fix the Guns of Glory game, to make it so that those of us who play for a long time, could actually be happy to grab new players as an attached alliance because they won an event like this. That shows that they've already got their teamwork together and they can come in and play with us in a kingdom and stuff like that. It will let a cooperative group who learn to be a cooperative group that goes in with a group that has learned to be a bunch of trolling assholes. That cooperative group will be able to stick together and put down that problem that is embedded in this game. The fact that their opinion matters. Now, I force my opinion on the game. All right, there's no doubt to that. I forced my opinion on K592, but I also said, hey, guys, if you're going to be here, you're going to stay and fight 592, understand that this is a project that we're working on that I'm throwing lots of money at to try and prove from outside the game that this game has potential to grow. They're just screwing up how it does because they're so worried about how much money they're making this minute. People will always spend more money to be better than the guy next to them. The method in which they try to force that spending is the problem. And, you know, if you want to spend more money to feel better about yourself as you're holding your phone, I'm not going to stop you. I can't stop you. I don't agree with it, but I'm never trying to shut it down either. Unless Guns of Glory is out there pissing me off, and then I'll just hurt them. So this is changing. This is going to take a little time for me to adjust to the changes. This is sad news for all the other YouTubers out there who's hoping I would just quit and let the market be theirs unchallenged. I'm not giving. You're looking for handouts. I've told you, if you want my market, take it. I didn't walk over any of you. I didn't take anything from you. I didn't drag you down to build myself up. If I don't shoot videos, for the market to come in there, they don't see your video next to mine to look at your videos. You have much smaller market if I don't exist. They need to learn to be more cooperative outside the game, and I think they need to learn to be better about their business that they want to be in. They need to separate the game from the business. I'm very cooperative on the business side until you think you've got some big advantage and you're going to apply what you learned in moral college school. You know, you as a business owner need to smash the competition. No, you don't. Yeah, I don't get anything by hurting you guys. The only guy I'm going to be mad-mouthing lately is Paper Matthew because he started it. I'm going to give him what he wants. Ooh, castle's on fire! Oh, hit like! All right, so, because I'm a dick. And it's not to put him down or hurt his business or anything like that. If anything, it's helping because a whole bunch of people goes, who the hell's Paper Matthew? That's something that people need to realize, even for me. You know, that like I had somebody turn around and say, well, half the people in Guns of Glory don't like you. Well, that's not possible since I only reach 40% of the market. So can't even reach the half. Out of that 40%, I got about 30% of those who are begrudgingly watching me because they don't believe. They go, well, we don't like the way you talk. I don't know. Then don't watch. That's why there is but the competition videos out there, they don't break 8 to 10% of the market on any one of them. It would take 5 or 6 of them combined, working with different elements, to even build up to the market that I hold captive in their view. I can't force anybody to watch me. That's what they don't get. You don't have to watch. You don't have to like what I'm saying, what I'm doing. I try to approach this with a unbiased view in the result, but I always am applying biases that people bring to the table as part of the analysis. If you're a communist leftist bastard who thinks that round dice need to buy more packs, that affects how you build a game. All right. Now I try to throw that in as humor and everything else, but it's part of the analysis. There's a reason I do this real world with real lives. I'm very good at what your behavior tells me you're going to do next. I move the chess pieces around the board very, very, very well. I'm getting older. My mind's getting befuddled. My God, I'm looking at myself on film. I look like I'm 20 again when I shave my beard off, right? Yeah, got my hair cut even. Oh, well now you can tell I'm going bald. Yeah, I got the Bruce Willis going on. So we're gonna. I've got the stuff going on with the idle tools over there. There, I'm starting to get into a big fight there when we're talking about global economics. You've got the debt ceiling thing going on. You've got the fight for is crypto going up, and I walk around and everybody goes, and people keep, I'm kind of well known in my town, so when I went to get my haircut, she's like, "Oh God, what have you been up to?" And I'm like, "Well, I've been doing crypto." So while she's cutting my hair, she goes, "Well, her as a business owner," because the actual owner of that business was the one that cuts my hair. She's like, "Man, how am I going to stave off this inflation?" I said, "Well, I'm telling you how I'm doing. I'm staving it off with crypto. Crypto's property. They keep putting out in the news how the IRS is going to come get you. No, they ain't. The federal government doesn't have any ability to tax property. They do not have that authority. They have the ability to tax income. They can tax anything that I sell from crypto and put into my bank account, but they can't tax me trading crypto because that's barter. There are actual laws that says you cannot tax barter at the IRS. The fact that they're not telling you that on the news is there to scare people out of it. The American worker is too powerful. For those of you in America that are listening to me, You blue-collar workers have the power to crush what China is trying to put together, and no one is telling you that, except me. I'm telling you right now, a person working, making $1,500, $2,000 a month that just put $100 into crypto. You know what? I'm not your financial advisor, but there's a thing called ADA. All right, ADA. And if you're going to buy and hold because you don't know anything about it, and you're just going to buy it to hold it, buy that. It's not going to do you any harm. It's everybody else going to tell you about Bitcoin. Bitcoin's gold. Bitcoin's going to go up. Bitcoin's going to go down. And China holds about 37% of the world's reserve. And they are playing games with Bitcoin. I can also tell you that as you go to study this stuff, God, stay away from Twitter. They are using Twitter to influence the influencers who write the videos. These guys with 1 million subscribers. Thank you, Dan Roberts. So as they're doing this stuff, none of what they're influencing makes sense in the real world. Remember, I analyze the why we do things. Why is somebody making that move? All right. The stuff that, it's gotten to be fun for me. So I'm spending more time over there on the crypto side. Idle Tools is the name of the channel. You can Google that up. Idle Tools by GunMuse. And I do appreciate if you subscribe over there. I need to get that channel over 1,000 subscribers to meet the YouTube stuff. I'll probably be the only crypto guy out there that curses. The channel is for 18-year-olds and old. I have it said not made for children. I am not looking for a massive amount of subscribers because I know that number doesn't mean shit. It's not the way YouTube works. Everybody who thinks they know how YouTube works, there's a reason I control the Guns of Glory platform, even though nobody wants me to. And that's because what they think happens because they watch a how to get subscribers video on YouTube. That's not how you do it. And the number of subscribers has nothing to do with the number of viewers. Completely irrelevant. It's like owning your own TV station, but not caring about the ratings. Because the ratings is what you sell the advertiser at $1.04. I get more dollars than any other gamer in YouTube last year. Even though I don't have even close the subscriber numbers. I still haven't broken 10,000. That's a mark on the GunMuse channel. It's no longer Guns of Glory. It's Guns of Glory by GunMuse. It's GunMuse. Because I'm bringing other games in there. And I'm bringing some games in there just where I can play against the people that that watch us on YouTube. I want to do that. I think it'll be fun. And because I want some type of contest ability to give prizes away. I can't. My left arm doesn't go up that hard, so I'm trying to get both my hands in there. When you talk with your hands, so it's you can't beat the crippled old guy on YouTube. Then you're in trouble. So there's a bunch of stuff that we're going to start doing differently. We've reworked all our tax stuff for the vet charity stuff the way we do it. Oh, man. So, while I was at my barber, not my barber, she's a hairstylist. But there was a kid that, that was probably, 13, 14 in high school, but he's a small kid who was ahead of me. And he's in there and she's talking to him. And that kid was opening up about him being beaten up in school and stuff like that. And she just mothered him a little bit. But it was such a good thing. I sat there and thought, man, we need to get ex-military barbers certified as counselors so that when the VA is demanding that vets go see counselors, we send them to a barber to cut their hair, and that becomes the hour communication talk schedule in a more relaxed environment. Everybody thinks I'm crazy on that idea right now. And I don't think I am. I think more, because the vet gets a free haircut, because they're paying for the counseling session. The barber gets $150 instead of $20 to hold a conversation, to ask the right questions, to ask them how they're doing, ask how this goes. It's like, how's your dog doing? It becomes a community interface in a much more relaxed environment, and I think it will get more accomplished. I do those counseling with the PTSD vets that are truly PTSD, not the fakers. For those of you who aren't combat veterans, there's a whole bunch of people who want to check, and PTSD is the way to get it. But the guys who truly can't stop looking at the door, can't stop, getting in their own head, looking for danger, I deal with those one-on-one because it is a little dangerous. It's dangerous in the way that, if they don't believe that you understand what's going on in their head, without talking about what's going on in their head, we change things. It's for instance, we changed the PTSD dog program around here 10 years ago. Lady was raising money to give dogs to vets with PTSD, and I went and shut her down. I said, you think you're doing a good thing, and what you've done is you've given a guy that has truly PTSD a friend to talk to in his home, and he never talks to anybody else ever. And so we shut her down for a while and made it so that she no longer gave the dog to the vet. She loaned the dog to the vet, hopefully permanently. I mean, but in order to maintain ownership of the vet, he had to be showing pictures on social media, and we monitored them through Facebook and things like that they were out and about and doing things where they were interacting with the public. Because what really happens with that PTSD dog is the vet becomes very protective of the dog. The vet is the one sensing danger everywhere, and he needs something to protect. The dog becomes what he protects, and he needs to ease into society to realize there's not as many dangers as what he perceived. So we changed to where the person who is training dogs understands there's methods to the madness here. What we used to do in one-on-one community inside the veteran programs, we can't have a bunch of liberals thinking, oh, we're going to give dogs to vets. It's because liberalism, it just means you have to care. It doesn't mean you have to accomplish anything. And we can't allow you to care but not accomplish. And that's one of those things where people think I talk rudely, but it's just a fact. It's not that I hate the fact that you care. It's just I hate the fact that you interjected your caringness as more important than accomplishing the goal. Because it becomes about, look at me, I care. I don't do the outward I care program. I don't like accolades. I don't like people saying, hey, you're doing a great job. I hate that. I hate ass kissers. That's one of the problems that I have to overcome is when people say nice things about me, to me, I hate it. And I gotta swallow it and say thank you. But inside my gears are grinding. I never liked it. But it's just like other vets. You've got to, that's not what the community's about. That's not what we're doing here. This is not what we're doing there. And so, for those who are watching the news, you would not believe how great things are going in Afghanistan. You'll never see it on the news, but man, the numbers are awesome. I suggest everybody support 𝗚𝘂𝐻𝑃 North, If you don't know who it is we're trying to support to get things done there, Oliver North is the man. And honestly, we could use a few more vets, combat vets. We've got a program now in place, and the reason I hadn't talked about this earlier is we almost immediately had to weed out the wannabes. You know, the people who had been telling stories about their combat stuff that they never were true, and they weren't capable combat vets. They were just, they got shipped to Afghanistan. They stood at an airport for a year and didn't do anything. But come back and started telling stories, and then volunteered up to go back into a meat grinder type situation. That personality is not one that we want over there. That'd be a Bergdahl situation waiting to happen. Wannabe heroes. We need reality workers, people who get the work done. Because that's how you keep people alive. All right, you hurt their feelings. Like, look, you're not going to work well with a team, and we don't need wannabe heroes. We need people who know how to keep their head down. And then apply pressure when pressure's due. And since that's what's taking place without government oversight, it's just the veterans doing the combat in Afghanistan now. Got more accomplished in the last 2 months than we did in the last 4 years. I promise you, what you're not hearing is wonderful things. China didn't get in Afghanistan without a fight. And you're not going to have China rolling in there without it becoming very loud and public that they're there when they start taking losses instead of the Taliban. So, one of these things, if you were one of these liberals that was shocked that people were falling off the bottom of aircrafts, you know, I'm sorry you were shocked by that, because that's what we all knew was going to happen the minute you did what they did, the way they did it. The fact that they thought they were going to blame Trump for it didn't surprise us. What surprised us was even the media was so shocked at the cruelty and ineptitude that was being shown to hand over rare earth minerals to China so they can build your computer chips cheaper. Meanwhile, we are begging China so that we can have a circuit board to start up a tank. So we can have a circuit board to start up an F-22 Raptor. While China says, well, the only people who can stop us taking over Taiwan right now is America, and we control their supply chain. They don't have a military to fight us with because we make their parts. One of the laws they passed in June said that they are required to accept any bid from a foreign nation that's 25% under an American contractor. In other words, all China has to do is raise the price of raw materials, which they own, and then underbid us on the finished product, and the supply chain for the government comes to a grinding halt, and 100% China controls what we can and cannot do. There was a Foxconn going in Wisconsin. That's a company that makes computer chips. That was a big project by Trump, and it got shut down over and over and over again by the Democratic Congress. And no one's talking about it now. Say, hey, they talk about the pipeline, but they said, what, wasn't Trump trying to build a computer chip company? Why was he trying to do that? Because he saw this coming. You cannot let your enemies control your supply chain. Saying Orange Man bad while you can't get a computer. Now it's affecting your gaming. You can't get a graphics card. I can't get a motherboard. So keep saying Orange Man bad while you have nothing. Because that's what communism is. It's not everybody equally at the top. It's everybody equally at the bottom. That's what fairness means when a communist uses the word. Equally miserable. It's never equally happy. It has never happened in history to think that you've got it all figured out and that you care. The defies reality. So know what's coming, guys. We appreciate it. Thank you.